Hey, what's up, guys? This is LG1T Legit, and here to talk about everything Arc Raiders, from updates, news, patches, new content coming out, etc. Today, we're talking about the wipes along with player customization that has all been recently released by Embark on their Discord, Twitter, etc. Their wipe system, first off, is called the Expedition Project. This, they're saying, is more of a volunteer, time-based progression system, pretty much that you can possibly volunteer to reset your progression and character to gain unique rewards like cosmetics, etc. They do say that you will have to be at least a level 20 to get access to this project and contribute to it. Pretty much, this is going to take a lot of time. This is going to be more for the hardcore players that want to play nonstop, turn their stuff in, and then eventually almost prestige like Call of Duty. Meaning every week this is going to be a repeating cycle and possibly getting new cosmetics, etc. And this can be subject to change at any time. They pretty much say, yeah, this is going to be a system that can be ever changing. We know it's not perfect, it's not a silver bullet yet, but we want to take our take on the wipe system first, which I totally agree. Problems with other extraction shooters, the main one, Escape from Tarkov, is players like me that I was newer to the genre of extraction shooters a couple years ago, and I've never been through a full wipe because every time I came back after play for a couple weeks and take a couple months off, oh look, my whole account's wiped. That is a problem for a lot of the casual gamers, and this game is already leaning to the casual gamers that we have seen overall. So it's not you have to know everything, you don't have to Google everything for quests, etc. You don't have to Google where do I extract from and simply on the map. Same with kind of where to find tiered loot, what kind of loot, etc. Those are all right there on the map for you. But back to the wipes though, it'll be every 8 weeks. Again, it's going to be cosmetics, kind of a buff to your character long term, but not really a gameplay advantage. They're trying to stay away from that. There's no pay to win, nothing like that. But that doesn't mean, in my mind, what are the players say, like myself, I do grind, but I simply just want to run over everyone nonstop all the time. So I don't wipe. What happens to those players that just keep everything and all? But there will be a stash kind of limit likely. So I feel like at some point they may wipe themselves and they see other people for this customization on their characters they don't have. And maybe they have this little low hanging fruit that, oh, I kind of want that to my character. Let's do that. Those will be more quality of life kind of thing. Another thing they talked about was progress carryover. So like I said, if you do take breaks and then you miss the end of the wipe or expedition project, that your progress will actually carry over and you can continue it through that cycle. So that's very nice for the casual gamers who don't have to play nonstop, or hey, you go on vacation and you get halfway through the expedition and you still want to get those cosmetics that you were longing to get and putting all your effort into. The next big thing that Embark has recently came out with today actually is the player customization. People were thinking, oh, we'll just have skins and that's about it. We knew you could pick your character if you're male or female, kind of customize them a little bit, and that was about it in Tech Test 2, which I put about 40 hours into. Today they released pretty much a full customization, I would say pretty similar to the finals, where you can change your player's hair color, tattoos or dirt on your face, color of your hair, different styles of different articles of clothing, colors of that clothing, and take things off and on. You even have basically little things to put on the back of your backpack, kind of like on a gun in Call of Duty. You have a little charm, but it's kind of just an addition to your backpack. And then also, if you can see in the footage here, even Scrappy can be customized with different hats or pretty much cosmetics onto Scrappy the Rooster, which is pretty much a addition to the game where he goes out and gets loot for you. But the community kind of said, hey, this would be cool if we could do this, and they listened. That's the nice thing about Embark. Even with the big fiasco on June 6th at Summer Games Fest, they kind of learned from their mistakes, and pretty much this whole journey they've listened to the community, which is really cool. And I think the community is they're really seeing this, and even people that aren't alcoholics or raiders, that they're recognizing this, and they can recognize, even with the EA and Activision fiasco too, hey, why was Embark and Arc Raiders muted on that side between EA and Activision? Why are they scared of this small, not AAA studio? and it's a big thing. So they're listening to the community. They want the community to grow and the game to grow, kind of have the community push forward this project, which a lot of games do not, and they do not listen. That's happening in Call of Duty. I feel like the Call of Duty community has been screaming no skill-based matchmaking for 7+ years. Guess what? Their numbers start to drop because of another studio like EA. They're listening to their community, and they brought back the old Battlefield pretty much with Battlefield 6. So Activision/Call of Duty is losing money, so they listen to them, and Black Ops 7's now not going to have any skill-based matchmaking, which is absolutely insane. So I think these developers are starting to listen because their pockets are starting to empty a little bit. They're leaking all the little coins out. There's big holes in the pockets, and investors will kind of see that also. Another new kind of spoiler or lore that Embark released today was the maps. So another map that we have not seen is Blue Gate, but we've seen some images. We kind of knew about that one from trailers, but another one called Stella Montis, if I'm saying that right. Pretty much they're saying it's a little bit unknown. They don't know too much about it. Different weather and times of day can be done there. They might have special conditions applied. They have that in bold, the special conditions. But they're talking about events that could take place on the map and how it can change. So that'd be interesting if they're doing like their events on a map, kind of like a Fortnite aspect of things. They're doing their events live. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll see what it shows. They're even talking about electromagnetic storm, hidden bunkers, and even harvest season. So this could be kind of put into the expeditions. Honestly, how they're kind of explaining this new map. One other thing they mentioned was they're adding even more pre-order exclusives. So a Lucky Duck bundle with a bruiser. So pretty much looks like cosmetics onto your backpack almost. I don't know what the Lucky Duck will be, but the bruiser definitely some boxing gloves on the bottom of your backpack as a cosmetic, which is pretty cool that they added all this. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Just my take of the biggest news and updates with Arc Raiders. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more content to be released, especially with the Server Slam, October 17th through the 19th. Noted, it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Time and ends that's on Friday the 17th, and on Sunday the 19th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time ends. They may extend this. We'll see what they do, but we can always hope, or the hopium copium I have, they'll extend it even longer than that, but we'll see how the servers react, and maybe they have this as a buffer that there just in case something happens to the servers. But thank you again, guys. See you topside Raiders.